I have laptop. Undi nabe.
Make the announcement. Prabhu, just hold it for a second.
Laptop.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So let us welcome His Grace Dwarkadish Prabhu and Vishaka Priya Mataji with 3 loud and enthusiastic. Lot of devotees have not come because they want you to make their sound also. Today is a weekday, otherwise it would have been productive only. And tomorrow many are coming actually. We are going on one day yatra. So tomorrow more than 200 devotees are coming. It's all set for tomorrow. So we are very grateful that Dwarkadish Prabhu and Vishaka Priya Mataji are here. They are not strangers to us. They are part of our family who stay in Bombay. And Prabhuji and Mataji are visiting here for the first time to this center. So it's also a dream come true that Prabhuji and Mataji are here coming to the center.
Haribol.
So when we were designing the center, it was all there that when Prabhuji and Mataji will come, they should have a comfortable place to sit. And I'm very happy that actually at the end I'll ask Prabhuji, how are you feeling? Because today is the real test of the place. We're very excited that Prabhuji and Mataji are here. Our center opened on which day? June 11th, right? And it also opened last Sunday. Because last Sunday we got a police complaint that Kirtan is too loud. So that was the second opening. Right? And today is the third big opening because this was a dreamt thing for me that Prabhuji and Mataji will come here, sit on the Jazasana and give a program. So let's welcome again with the loud Haribol. So without any further delay, let's hear. It's already, we are a little running late, half an hour. But please everybody stay back. We have prasadam for everyone. And today I think there will be ample space, so wherever you are, you can come a little close, you don't have to sit so far.
We are planning to topics we wanted to share with the Vaishnavas. One was the similar and one was moving from mixed students to college. From that case to the next phase. So I would suggest we should do the second one is the seminar.
అన్నిట్లో నిలబడాలి తీసేద్దాం అది తీసేది అట్లా పెట్టేయచ్చు. తీసేయాలా? బెస్ట్ అట్లా పెడదాను. ఇట్లా వెళ్ళి బెస్ట్. రోజు చేసినావా? చేయలేక రోజు చేయకపోతే నేను చూడలేదు. అది ఎందుకు అది జస్ట్ మూల
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं साधुतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगना ललिता श्रीभक्तांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। My respectful obeisances to all the dear devotees of this wonderful center who are dedicating their lives to the holy service of Sri Krishna. Congratulations for this beautiful place. It's a dream to see something so beautiful in Hyderabad. I'm sure there's a book which you have probably read on Sri Prabhupada in South India. You may at least have seen it. It's worth reading. and the few pages we read the whole book. But it appears from the photographs of Hyderabad, Prabhupada was here, that of course Prabhupada has a very large heart, extremely large heart. And in that heart there is a place for New York, there is a place for Paris, there is a place for London, a place for Australia. And yet it appears that his most powerful commanders in chief, his greatest warriors, he brought to Hyderabad. So when you see, look at the pictures in front of Prabhupada's room in our Madan Mohanji temple, you can see the greatest of Swamis who were heading Prabhupada's movement at the time, in the 70s. We all assembled and gave their uniquely wonderful dedicated time to Hyderabad Center. So seeing that book and seeing those pictures made me understand that there is a very special place of Hyderabad in his Divine Prabhupada's heart. He loved this place so much. And we never want to forget that these beautiful deities which we are worshipping, our Madan Mohanji, are worshipped by him, were installed by him, they were inaugurated by him personally. Right? And there are not many temples like that. Even in India, there is one temple, Natagonda Dev in Kolkata, which is Prabhupada's hometown. These are Radharas Bihari, very dear to Prabhupada, but he could not really be there in this world in that time. So there are very few places even in India where Prabhupada has been of some Brahmas. There's very few handful. So Hyderabad is special in so many ways, right? And of course, as we are seeing, there's a huge exponential increase in the construction, infrastructure, and financial importance of this place. Is almost overtaking Mumbai, as I can see. It will be even more powerful than Mumbai very soon. And therefore, as we see all these developments, a devotee's heart is happy and sad both. Is happy, is sad because he sees that these people are going to lead such empty lives. They will not be proper called matchboxes. Houses called matchbox. They will make big houses, have swimming pools, and live such empty lives. Because nothing they will do in their life, the crores of rupees they have in their pocket in the time balance. Nothing, not even one activity they will perform in their entire life will touch their soul. It will be pleasure in the land of illusion. But then, what makes us happy is to see that devotees are opportunists. And they will somehow or other insinuate like a cancerous growth and enter into that realm. Prabhupada's time, even our devotees dared and ventured into behind the iron curtain. It was impossible to penetrate in the late 80s and 90s because of the KGB Raj. And yet devotees were undaunted. They didn't care. They were willing to give their lives and die for Prabhupada. Right? So when we see such things, therefore that spirit of the Prabhupada has created in all his devotees is so powerful that each devotee feels, I want to contribute something. Kuch to karna hai. He will not sit tight and just do his own rounds. So why is not the whole world chanting? Why not everybody in Hyderabad is chanting Hare Krishna? Right? That is what, inspires his heart so much. So talking about chanting, speaking to in the Evidence Temple yesterday with the IYS boys, they wanted me to speak. There were about 100 people were there and the boys were there. So I was sharing this thought with them I'd like to share with all of you as well.
Want the fan to be
No,
removed?
no, no. This was slow.
Ikkada, ikkada. Sorry.
Can you hear behind Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Satya Prabhu, can you?
Mataji, the mic should be closer.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hare Krishna.
This is not very clear.
This is clear.
Keep the mic closer.
Haribol.
Good hear me.
So, this very special sloka Vishaka Goswami mentions that yes, we see a lot of development, we see a lot of things happening in the world, right? But the scriptures have given some strong remarks about Kali Yuga. What they say is something which is worth noting for all of us, for intelligent people of this world. They give a rather pessimistic remark on Kali Yuga. They say, Kaler dosha
Nidhe Raja.
nidhera. The meaning of the word nidhi is ocean. If something had some fault, okay, this house is nice, but it was for some leakage, some fault is there. But the car is nice, but it is, it doesn't take much speed. You can only go beyond, not go beyond 80. Some fault is there. Oh, my child is very good, but he's good in also his maths is weak. Some fault. But can you imagine a situation where the entire civilization of thousands of generations are going to live in a place which is filled with only faults? Right? The entire civilization for millions of years will live in a place which is built to have only faults. Nothing will go right here. So that sounds depressing. Right? The purpose of scripture is not to depress, to give us hope. To give us hope. Right? And therefore, immediately in the same breath, as he's saying this to the Goswami, Kaler dosha nidhe Rajan, my dear king, this place is horrible. Nothing will go well. And you can see that. We're talking about Prabhu, we're talking about he was at home. The useless war was going on. Radha Maharaj is in Ukraine, we're talking about the war. And everything else you see around. We were yesterday at the house of one of our birth sisters, Karunaga's house. And I went to chant in the morning on the terrace and I saw they were bringing the entire hill. There's a hill in front of that. And there was a huge sound was there. And half the hill was already sort of chiseled away. So everywhere you can see just what things are happening here. Right? But it says, Eko Asti Mahan. Right? Among all these faults, which is like unlimited ocean. Ocean has got millions of gallons of water. Everything there is contaminated. There's one great benediction. What is that? It's simply by performing Kirtan, Mukta Sangha Param, right? To achieve the highest perfection of human potential, right? In just one lifetime, by embracing with great faith and conviction is one great gift to mankind of the age of Kali Yuga. There's only one. There's not 2, 3, 4. Only one, single one. And you wish that you're living in the ocean of faults. That's all. You have only this choice. Either live in the ocean of faults and struggle to try to be happy, or you embrace the great faith as one great benediction. And therefore, Mahaprabhu Chaitanya, in discussing Sarvam Bhattacharya, twice in his entire worldly life, Mahaprabhu has discussed in great length. 1,000 scriptures. Mahaprabhu is the Lord of all Vedas. He is the Lord himself. He knows every scripture there on his tongue because he is empowered able to write all those things. Right? And yet Mahaprabhu, after all the scriptures which are untouched to him, right, he singled out this one verse to discuss with Sadhana Goswami and Charan Bhattacharya. What is that verse? Hare Hare Nama. Hare Hare Nama. Hare Hare Nama. Kevalam. How very special this verse is to us. Huh? Even though every newcomer devotee knows this, but deep cognizance of this verse. This verse is a jewel among verses. The jewel. And it is a beacon light to the dark age of the Yuga. My dear devotees, my dear people of Kali Yuga, this verse is saying, forget about everything else. There may be this path and this cult and that cult, and this anushthan and this procedure, and this vidhi and this yajna and this process. Everything is there in scripture for everybody. Depends on the levels of consciousness which we have. But if you are wise, if you are sumedha, if you are intelligent, then I tell you very clearly, Nasteva. Forget all that. If you're intelligent, you do this anushthan, this puja and that part, and you do so many things. And you become gradually, you can elevate. It's possible. But if you want the fastest, most expedient, most recommended process, description is, the chant is Iti Shoda Dakshakam Namna. Process is Kali Kalmasha. So all those faults we talked about, all those faults can be eradicated by this one thing. Imagine the power of this mantra, right? This one mantra can eradicate in your life, individually, in our life, collectively, right? All the doshas of Kali Yuga finished. Right? Today my wife was telling me in the afternoon, standing around. I said, it's been private, but I can still share it. I said, this is not possible. I said, what is that? This is most wonderful. What? She said, I am the happiest person in the world. She said that, all seriousness. I am the happiest person in the world. Is he standing Hare Krishna? She's saying that. All of you, when you chant Hare Krishna, how do you feel? Feel blissful, right? All your worries just go away. Everything evaporates. It is the experience. Especially when you go a little deeper to understand, this is not just a sound of some phrases, ka, kru, sha, ana, ra, ra, ma, ma, ha, ra, with matra, re. So not just that, Barakhadi or some Devanagari word. So, oh, something more to it. Says, the Quran says us so nicely, right? Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nityamukta Abhinatva Namanami. Right? This verse is also so beautiful. Thakur Haridas would chant this verse. Right? Mahaprabhu chant this verse. When they would discuss, Harinam would discuss, said, Haridas, you know, this is Harinam. This is Krishna himself. Because the Shiva Sangan, when they were dancing and chanting through the night, the entire year, they were all experiencing Krishna directly. Everyone was experiencing Krishna in the house of Shiva Sangan. Right? Therefore, Krishna is said very clearly, Nam Vaikuntha, Krishna Vaikuntha, Yugam Veda Yeshua, Yatra Kayanti Madhva. I'm stated there. And therefore, for all of us devotees, with all our worldly duties, karna hai. Children, upbringing, karna hai. Job, savings, insurance, car maintenance, karna hai. Sab karna hai. And yet, while all this is, it is all value of relevance and importance, we can never allow, based on this discussion which I'm talking about, that chanting Hare Krishna to ever gain in our hearts and minds more importance than anything else in the world. ये सब करना है. You cannot say Hare Krishna. Maintaining health, everything yes, करना है, no question. Paying your rent bills, office, staff, management, सब करना. But it cannot and we should not allow that all those important things to somehow overshadow or overwhelm in such a way that the importance in our heart of the great relevance of Harinam can become overshadowed, overcast, and subdued. This remains and should remain the prime activity of every sadhaka till he dies. This is the activity. Because at the time of death, you just want to do one thing. Antakale chamameva smaranam. We want to know if we have practiced properly on a daily basis, whether we die tomorrow, whether we die after 5 years, whether we die at the ripe old age of 85, 90, whatever that may be, I don't know. Cancer, AIDS or something like that. Whatever that may be, if we have practiced properly, Krishna will see, oh, he has practiced well. Then even if we are not purified completely, because that is a lot of time, millions of years of another. You are not perfect fully. This is I preserve what you have carried on to life. If you are only 70% purified, baki hai, 30% baki hai. I tried my best, whatever. But if you try with your best, you will be some top priority in your life. If you had a top priority in your life, this will say 30% mera. So it was an after, right? It's called as when we get grace, no? Some of us otherwise, if one could stay the same standard. So many of us have gone in our academic growth because of some grace, somebody is 4 mark, 2 mark, 6 mark. One of our students, DNA students is there, he failed in his theory exam. Just told me, sir, I failed again. Actually, failing what? They gave 2% grace. So I just got 194. But they gave me 2% grace. So I got 6 months more. 200 okay. So he's very happy. I was waiting for his practical exam 2 days in. So we are all getting some sort of grace like that. So therefore today, my dear friends, my dear devotees, with your permission, and with the permission of my dear brother and friend, we would like to discuss a little bit of this part. But how to really spend those 2 beautiful hours when we chant Hare Krishna mantra with such a qualitative absorption that it yields to all of us the maximum benefit possible. Right? See, we have to give those 2 hours. Right? Now, some of us might be doing it during driving, during something else. But can we do it? How can we do it nicely? And so this is the introductory understanding of what we are discussing today. And now I'll tell you how the discussion arose, where this has come from. Okay, so we call it this as Dashamula Japa Sutras, or we can say Sadhana Sutras. It's not Bhakti Thakur's name, it's our Vinaya Vinay's name. And the basis of this knowledge which we will share with you in a few minutes is from a very important source. In Mumbai, Chapati, where we come from, there is a system called as counselor system. And every 4 months, 3 times in a year, we meet, all the counselors meet. This is what about 70, there are 75 plus counselors, now we can 160 people. Husband and wife together. We meet in different places, but mostly meet in GV, The last ACM, all councillors meeting which we had, there's a panel discussion was there. And in which there were 3 brahmacharis sitting, one brahmachari, and 3 brahmacharis. And the qualification was they were all Vaishnavas, because most of the councillors are very senior there, but they were like extra senior. They were 30 years plus practice. So the moderator of the panel discussion asked these questions to them.
Everybody knows what is a panel discussion?
Yes.
Panel discussion means leveraging the power of collective wisdom. You leverage that power. No? When one question is asked and everybody in the panel answers the same question according to their understanding of the question asked to them. Actually, counselors, that seva which has been given to all of us, you become so busy in doing so many things. Sometimes our own sadhana gets affected. We know that. So we were all wondering, okay, what question should be there, which should be asked, which would help all of us. So we decided, okay, let's ask question about sadhana, specifically about chanting. The question that was framed is, what is the secret for you as an individual which has helped you to perform steady sadhana over so many years? Do you get it?
Yes.
Steady sadhana, right? Because unless something is steady in our life, we cannot get success. We cannot be sporadic, We come with a bang and go with a fuss. Not like that type of thing. Steadily doing it, isn't it? So, all the devotees were eager to understand that in a very serious environment. Different things might have helped different people. It's not the same thing. Like when we come here and we are seeing that things are growing. Spiritual means what? It's always growing. Spiritual means it's going upwards. Material means it goes down. Laws of gravity. But spiritual means growing. The fact that you all are growing so nicely means all of you must be chanting real good rounds. The result is Krishna is pleased and he gives us good opportunities to serve. How else? He's not going to send us a WhatsApp message or some SMS or email. Okay, I'm happy with you. Some rays will come and get current or something. How do you know Krishna is pleased with us? How do we know? When you get service opportunities. The more service opportunities we get, we know that Krishna must be pleased with us, right? And imagine with our broken token, whatever type of sadhana we are doing, still we are getting good preaching opportunities. So if we do better, then how much more opportunity we can do to impact the world at large and ISKCON specific on a much larger scale. So all of us need to, at whatever level we may be, if we are 40%, we can go to 50%, if 70%, we can go to 80%, we can always do more to please Krishna. The best way to please Krishna is by how do we send a message to him? Again, there's no material way to do it, through chanting. When we are chanting, we are trying, what is the meaning of the Mahamantra?
To give service.
Yeah, please give me service. Please give me service. Sometimes we are chanting and then somebody comes and says, Prabhu, can you do this? No, chanting. So if you are chanting and you are asking for service, service is coming your way, then take it. Right? So it's very nice. I mean, as Prabhuji was saying, I also feel such positive vibrations are coming from this center. It's really very enlivening to us to see how Krishna's mercy is flowing in all our lives by giving us this increasing opportunity. Because steady sadhana. Some devotees steadily have been trying to do their service in Hyderabad, whichever place we are, and then Krishna reciprocates by giving us a small center, by increasing the number of devotees whom we can serve, everything multiplies. So we wanted to understand what is the secret of steady sadhana. It's a very simple question, but a very deep question. And to leverage it by hearing from wise people, all the counselors were there, and we just chose few of them, few of us. Okay, we want to hear from these people. Overall, different variety of people. Somebody was a businessman, somebody was a temple president, somebody was a simple family person, and like that, all different varieties. So from whatever they said, we just noted down 10 points which really inspired us. And we always feel, that if something can inspire us, it will inspire others also, right? That's what devotees do. Sharing good practices. If it is inspiring me, it's not owner's pride and neighbor's envy. What material people do. Owner's pride and others' pride also. Take it if it helps. If the shoe fits, wear it. Right? So we will just take these 10 points and see if those points could help you, you'll be happy.
So we start with the first point. The first reply was, this Vaishnava is a Grihastha. He said, I believe that one of the strongest reasons my sadhana has been steady because I've been having a very happy, peaceful, congenial family life. He immediately connected his japa to his ashram. Really connect was because he may say, because I get up in the morning, or because I sit in one place to get and get up, whatever, you may say like that. But he connected his japa activity to his ashram, right? That because my ashram, so ashram is a kind, as ashram is a what does ashram do? Ashram creates environment. Ashram creates support sector. Creates congeniality, right? So with ashram, that means you, your good wife, husband, children, maybe the joint family, whatever is there. This particular devotee had a joint family. His parents are staying, he is staying, his son is. So there are 3 generations staying together with our family. So they have deities in the house, Krishna. So, and everyone is a Vaishnava there. They've been devotees for since the late 70s, right? And all the generations have embraced Bhakti like most beautifully. So, said, and we have such a family life, is Krishna centered. We try to give it a center. So many guests have come, sannyasis have come, so many guests have come, brahmacharis have come, programs, Janmashtami, blah blah, important temple activities, counselors, these things, right? So they have kept, even though they are this devotee is part of the big MNC, right? And yet he has kept like very simple, very grounded, very focused on Krishna consciousness. So he said that. So my family life has been so supportive, and that immediately struck to many devotees because they could see that it's not about just what I do, but it depends heavily about the people around me. So I must invest energy not only in my japa, but I and my entire family should invest energy to make the entire house more favorable, right? And therefore that brings us to the point of making the house more Krishna-centered, Krishna-focused, right? Where everyone is feeling connected with Krishna, and then also being connected with each other. There's not major conflicts. Some amount of conflicts will always be there, of course, some issues and all. But there are no major challenges that threaten the unity of the family, right? They've been all living together. Practicing principles of forgiveness and tolerance and love and kindness, which makes any relationship work in this world. They were practicing that. That is why the japa has been great. So that was, I think, a point which really all the graces said, yeah, this is very important. Let us invest some time also in keeping a very strong ashram. Ashram automatically nurtures strong sadhana. In a weak ashram situation of conflict, of quarrels, hypocritical behavior, double standard behavior, etc., whatever it is, a weak ashram will, no matter how much you try individually, a weak ashram will create weak sadhana. Right? The first point.
Second point which they mentioned, one of the devotees mentioned, is visible sadhana. The concept of visible sadhana. What is the meaning of visible sadhana? Be conscious. What else?
Our behavior transforming with sadhana.
Behavior in alignment with sadhana. Yes. But here we are talking, what he was talking of is visibility in doing sadhana because we were talking in the forum of leaders. So sometimes we talk about it. We should chant nicely and we should chant attentively and all. But sometimes the leaders are not seen visibly doing that, right, in temple forums or whatever. So sometimes we make arrangements in such a way that once in a way we all get together and chant. We all know the power of collective sadhana. You feel the difference when we are chanting at home alone and when we are chanting in the association of devotees? Somehow it becomes much easier. 16 rounds, they go like this, like a cakewalk. It's very easy to be very focused and to be in a very prayerful mood. We all have realized that, right? We have experience of that. And those same 16 rounds chanting at home becomes like a chore, Khatam hi nahi hota hai, that just goes on. We become Haridas Thakur, whole day beat back in our continuously chanting, but he used to chant 190 when we are chanting 16 rounds only somehow. Dhakka maar ke, So it's not possible to do it on a regular basis, on a daily basis, I mean to say. But regularly, whatever frequency we could decide to do sadhana collectively. Either we do it physically, okay, weekend we meet in a center and we are chanting together. That would enhance our collective sadhana. Or there are many devotees who are doing it on Zoom. But Zoom is Zoom. People just zoom off the video and it's a black hole. You don't know what's happening on the other side. It's impersonal. Whatever we say, because of COVID, Maharaj said everybody has started zooming. But it doesn't give that personal touch and that kick as much physical can have. So in our own circumstance, in our own scenario, according to Deshkal Patra, maybe we can figure out certain times, some festival days, auspicious days, or weekends, maybe once in a week, because you all have a center, it could be a center, otherwise wherever we are staying, like even you all have those pocket areas which we also have in Meera Road where we are staying. We have sectors, sector 1, sector 2, sector 3. So devotees getting together. But of course, again, chanting at home is different than chanting in a temple. So we have Radha Giridhari temple, which is just 5 minutes from our house. So after we thought about it like this, we realized that, the difference which we find, we go daily to chant in the temple. We chant maximum amount of rounds we finish. Maybe a few rounds are left here and there, we come back. But majority is over now. So the big rock, when it is in its place, it really becomes so easy to chant. And once you get the taste of it, we say, okay, daru ki lat lag jati hai. Matlab you get that addiction, then you will feel like doing it more. Then you will feel, तो भी ऐसा हो जाता है कि घर पे chanting ही नहीं होता है, मंदिर जाने को, you just feel like doing it over there. So if you do it once in a way, you will feel the taste. Yes, let's try to see whenever we can. So as a congregation or in small pockets, maybe we could just figure out how to have this visible sadhana. Visible to whom? To each other, visible to Krishna also. And even if in the worst case scenario we are not able to do in groups also, at least sometimes husband and wife should at least chant together. Sometimes one is chanting in their own, husband chants at a different time, wife chants at a different time. May not be all the rounds together, but some rounds, so that even it is visible to the children. The importance of sadhana is something which is important. My parents are doing together. If they are doing it together, they are doing it in a serious way, then must be it is important. So that visibility even to the children makes a difference in people's mind, right? So visibility at different levels. So it is up to us as a congregation to just figure out, how we should do, how we can come together and do this concept of visible sadhana. It is very faith-giving. Even when our new devotees, they watch that, they realize that they are giving importance to this. Something is important, you will go out of your way to go. If it's not important, then it's all okay. So when something is important, you show it by action. That's it. So this concept of visible sadhana was an important concept conveyed over there.
There should be times when earlier days in ISKCON, when after Mangalarti was over, Tulsi Arati is over, Nursing Arati is over, then suddenly the whole temple becomes empty.
Many
Nobody is
temples.
there. Everyone has gone, right? And they suddenly appear at Guru Puja time. In between, whoever are there, they go back to the rooms and have a nap because they got up in the morning at 4 o'clock. They have a nap and they come back fresh again for Guru Puja.
Or they are chanting on their own, on the garden, in the passage, they
Yeah. So the more senior you become, also people want to see, oh, he's a senior devotee, he's chanting, oh, he's chanting. So they see leaders, they see the sannyasi, they see the GBCs.
Maharaj is excellent.
Another Maharaj, in our Chopari temple, there is a place where he has a fixed place where he sits and chants, right? And no matter what time he comes at night, after late program also, we will never miss him for japa. Never. Even if he's sometimes sick with fever, right? He sits for japa. But there is a small pastime. I'll tell you later. So yeah, visible sadhana. The third point is about what helps japa. We talked about asana, we talked about quality. One very strong input we can get for improving japa is regular hearing. So this devotee said that I hear regularly, and when I hear regularly, then that hearing nourishes me, and the nourishment, the strength, and the insights I gain through deep introspective hearing from realized souls, from the spiritual masters, from advanced Vaishnavas. That energy, that Shakti which I get from hearing, I am able to then invest more Shakti into my. So you have input, and japa is like output, right? But your output is dependent on how much is gone inside. If nothing is gone inside, it's just empty politics sound, is coming out, something is coming out. But it is not really having that Shakti power is not there, right? The power of conviction, the power of bhakti, the power of a deep wanting to please Krishna, to call for him with a helpless heart, to ask for his grace, ask for his mercy, so he can do devotional service. That prayerful thing, etc., what we call the qualitative chanting. That quality chanting will come, the rounds will be over. Rounds will, everyone is going to be, everyone is loyal to the round parts. 16 rounds for Vijay, right? We're not talking about that today. We're not going to talk about the numbers today. We're talking about quality, right? So the more you hear regularly, that actually becomes a powerful way of. So then you understand that whatever I'm hearing can only be realized. Otherwise, a lot of bhakti is done something by the brain. So not hearing something, it's more like intellectual bhakti. But when we chant, it allows that knowledge to percolate from the brain slowly into Divya Gyan. Kute Prakashito? Not brain Prakashito. Divya Gyan. But Gyan is, as far as medical knowledge is concerned, Gyan is obtained by the brain. Everything is stored here, in the cortex, right? Memory, cortex area, right? How does that stuff from here go here? The transition from the brain to the heart is created by hearing, and then when we give that, when we chant, the Krishna is so merciful, he allows that knowledge to be realized knowledge, and enters into your heart, right? That remains only theoretical or intellectual, right? So sometime, of course, this is for ladies. It can be during cooking time when they're putting their dal and everything else, cooking rice, etc., etc. It's pretty mechanical activity. They've been doing it for so many years. There's not like an intellectual activity. More right? Or when you're driving, or if you get exclusive time to hear, great. But even within your routine work, people can do that, right? But some time should be spent on regular hearing. That will definitely. So hearing. So we are talking about the chanting as is exclusive activity, but we are saying that it is having some dependency for sadhakas like you and me. Those are perfected sadhakas, for them chanting doesn't matter what happens in the whole world. They will chant nicely. But for us, ashram is important. For us, hearing is important. right? For us, Sangha and visibility is important. So for us, all these things are additional factors which will enhance the quality of our japa, right?
That's why in Mayapur, before Kirtan Mela, they have Shravan Mela. They have Shravan Mela. That before you do Kirtan Mela, you should hear properly, nicely. That's a good system which they have over there. There's just one quotation of Maharaj, which I would just like to read it out. Said, unsteadiness in Krishna consciousness starts with casual hearing. Because we get so much hearing, it becomes quite casual for us. All of us suffer from that, right? And he said, when one is not chanting properly, that is already a fall down. What comes later is just a detail. What comes later on is that so casual hearing leads to casual chanting, and casual chanting leads to just a matter of time, where we will just take Krishna consciousness very lightly, easily, and we can just give it up. So that was about hearing. The fourth point, which another devotee mentioned, was what helped him to have steady sadhana. He said by taking up more preaching engagement. We may do so many devotional services. We may do DT worship. We may do cooking. We may do so many other different things, management, here, different things. However, he said, okay, whenever I take up more preaching engagement, my chanting improves. And we all have that realization. If you have to give a class somewhere, that day your chanting is how? Better or better than the day, regular day, because you have to pray for empowerment. Baba, please let me remember what I have to say, and also let my words make sense to the people who are hearing. So we land up chanting better when we take up some preaching engagement. So we might feel, what can I preach? I myself am unsteady, I'm a new person. What can I do? Prabhupada told that Saraswati, who Shyam Sundar Prabhu's small daughter, is that she's also preaching, because what she used to go and tell people, Hare Krishna, do you know something? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then should run away. So what Prabhupada was trying to say is, preach whatever you know. And not necessarily I have to know Shad Sandarbhas and Madhurya Kadambini and Laghu Bhagavatam, all those things. I don't know those things. So I don't have to tell. But whatever I know, because Krishna gets very pleased by that effort that we want to share with other people. An extra dose of mercy will come, and plus our sadhana becomes good because our dependence is there on the Lord. We know that what I'm going to say in the lecture is not what I know. I'm just going to repeat. So we will need that empowerment. We will need that special mercy. So we all will realize that the days you have to do some preaching engagement, our sadhana becomes, our japa becomes good. We all have that. No? So somewhere or the other, let us take up, either assist some people who are preaching or directly take up some preaching engagement in small ways. Doesn't have to be that we have to have 1,000 people sitting and we have to give a class or something. Whatever it is, small preaching engagements to help improve our japa.
The next point which was there was, this Vaishnava said that I consider the chanting in my heart as Nam Seva. I do not call it as just chanting, right? I call it as Nam Seva, right? And he explained further that I always wanted to think in my heart that Krishna is a person, not as a person, a supreme person, right? And chanting is an act of pleasing him and serving him through that Nam. So, just like you have Prasad Seva. You know Prasad, you know what is Prasad Seva, right? So, you have Prasad Seva, you have Bhagavad Seva, you have Prasad Seva, you have Vaishnava Seva. So, Vaishnava means you're serving a Vaishnava. Vaishnava means you're taking a bucket of bhujiyas and rice, dal, and then going around and you're giving prasad to all the Vaishnavas. It's Prasad Seva, right? So, when you serve a person, right? That's why in Bhagavatam by reading. So only japa is what? Japa is Nam Seva, because Nam is called as Prabhu. The Nam is called as Nama Prabhu, right? And therefore, it is actually a direct means of pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We say in Bhagavatam, right? Samsiddhi Haritosram, Adabhaviti Jasreshtas, Pranasmi Bhagavasa. We chant these words. We want to please Krishna. But yes, you want to do so many things of pleasing Krishna, but here, rather and right now, you take a bead bag in your hand, tulsi beads, you sit down in one place, you close your eyes, or keep your eyes open, whatever it is, either way, and you simply start vibrating those holy sounds of the mantra, and directly you are pleasing Krishna. Immediately it starts. It says immediately please starts getting those pleasant vibrations from you because you're chanting his holy names, right? So it is an immediate activity called as Nam Seva. And this Seva which you do to the Lord is very dear to the Lord. All Sevas he likes to do, likes to hear, right? But in Kali Yuga specifically, he likes to see when devotees chant his holy names, right? Of course, when we do it together, it's called Kirtan. When we do it alone, it's called Japa, right? So let's see, chanting is not just an activity, it's Nam Seva. And therefore, we don't say, Japa ho gaya? Japa ho gaya? Okay, Japa? Japa khatam ho gaya. Japa khatam. Japa khatam kar diya. Right? So in Hindi सुना किधर है वो अरे वो खत्म हो गया हिंदी में बहुत आ रहा है हिंदी में you people are not very famous Hindi but yeah और in हिंदी मूवीज में से अरे उसका क्या हो गया साहब उसको मैंने खत्म कर दिया the villain will talk like that you know उसको मैंने खत्म कर दिया तो खत्म you know is a very खतरनाक word so what is it जपा खत्म हो गया अरे did you murder the Japa or what? Because the person, you're murdering the holy name by saying Khatam ho gaya, right? So our words have meaning, words have got value. You cannot just say anything like that, right? It says Nam Seva, right? Nam Seva. I'm doing Nam Seva. My Nam Seva is over. I'm doing some other Seva now. I'm going to the job, thinking about family. Dressing my daughter to go to school, whatever, right? But I have completed my Nam Seva. So my Nam Seva is still remaining, maybe half an hour more for round. So then it's a very respectful way of addressing the Nam. But never khatam ho gaya, you know, I have finished Japa. Finished khatam. Right? So this may sound like a little too technical or too cheesy, but at the same time, it's very special to look at Nam as Seva. And there is no higher Seva, right? In the spiritual world, everyone is chanting the Lord's names. Say, Golo Kero Prema Dana
Hari Nama
Sankirtana Judaitena This song has come from, this holy name has come because everyone there is chanting Krishna's holy names, constantly glorifying Krishna, right? And this has come descended from there, right? It's such a special thing. So in one sense, we hope that a day will come when we never really have to stop chanting, right? Not do it as a eternal activity. Hopefully, when you go to spiritual world, we'll do that. When they're here also, do it respectfully, treat the beads respectfully, treat the bead bag respectfully, treat the Nam respectfully, treat the people who are chanting Hare Krishna respectfully. Anybody who is involved with the holy name in some way or the other, all those things, people, etc., the time which you're chanting is very important. Okay, 5 o'clock morning, 7 o'clock, whatever it is, right? Everything has got it's got a unique and special importance. It's a time for my Nam Seva. 5 to 7 in the morning, I do Nam Seva. It's a little, very fine, subtle, good point. Make sense?
Yes.
Now, see. So see this is, please remember these devotees are refined devotees speaking. These are not, you won't find people who are new devotees speaking this language. You can expect that, right? Japa khatam ho gaya, japa ho gaya, you know? So it's fine for new devotees. But these are people who have been like mature chanters of years now. So they have evolved into a very fine sentiment for the holy name. And they were expressing some fine sentiments like that. You know? So that was very nourishing.
Another devotee. Now we're coming to point number 6. Right?
5 is Nam Seva.
4 is preaching. 5 is
First was continual family life, second was visible sadhana, third was regular hearing, fourth was taking preaching engagements, 5 was contract Nam Seva. Now the 6th point was few analogies. So one of the devotees, to be specific, those of you who know Krishna Chandra Prabhu, he mentioned this particular point. He just said that years back when he had joined Krishna consciousness, he had heard this particular point from some devotee and it has stuck in his mind for so many years. That suppose, for example, if Shyam Bihari Prabhu has invited us for prasad today, and at 1 o'clock we are supposed to be at his house, we go to his house and the door is closed and we ring the bell. Nobody is opening the door. So call Shyam Bihari Prabhu. Prabhuji, where are you? Oh, you have reached? I'm coming. I'm going shopping for you only. But I'm coming. So we are waiting at the gate. It didn't happen today, I'm just saying. And still he has not come again after 15-20 minutes. Prabhuji, where are you? No, I'm shopping for you only. Something I'm buying for the dessert and something I'm doing. But I'm not there at home. And the person is waiting. So he said that by chanting the holy name, we are actually inviting the Lord. But we are not available. We are there, but we are not available. Because we are not understanding. We all make that mistake so often. We try to remember and we keep forgetting. We try to keep it in focus, we forget. That we are inviting the Lord. When you are chanting, you are inviting the Lord. But we are not present. Present means my consciousness is somewhere else. I'm thinking of other things. Maybe I am thinking of services only. But still, it's Krishna, I'm doing service for you only. But I'm not there. Same way, So, he said that I try to remember that when I'm sitting and chanting, that I should be available in the name. He said that suppose Krishna came in front of you and said, Hare Krishna, what happened to you? Your peacock feather is bent, your dhotis are crumpled, and your garland is shriveled off and flowers have fallen off, jewelry is all shuffled and all. What happened to you? Well, your flute is bent. So Krishna says, this is how you chant my name and make me appear. I'm not the way you chant, this is how I end up appearing. I am proper, but you are chanting like this, right? So very graphically, this devotee was explaining. Other devotees gave one different thing. This some other devotee mentioned about it. That imagine, that this is how we make Krishna appear, like that. And another devotee shared that actually chanting is like boarding a flight. How do you, when you go to the airport, what do you do first?
check in the
Check in. What do you check in? The big bags, no?
very heavy
You
bags.
check in the big bags. You check in your, I'm checking this in, and big bags are carrying and going over there. Do we do that?
No.
We always want to check in the big bags and then just minimum whatever is necessary we carry and we board the flight, right? But we do the opposite while chanting. We will keep everything aside, small things aside, and we'll carry the big bag with us. What is the big bag?
Phone.
Desire.
What is the big bag?
Mobile.
If we are chanting and sometimes message. Okay, something has come.
Right.
Right? And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Or something is there on our head. And that is so much important. We feel, that is so much important that we need to do. So sometimes consciously we have to do. Like Prabhuji will remind me and say, okay, don't, you are decided now, don't think about this today. You can think about it later. So what do? We check in the big bag during the flight. But when you land, you take the bag back. Now you don't give it to the airlines. They have checked it out. You can always take it back. So something which is important, you could just keep it aside during chanting and then take it back into your mainstream thought process when you finish our that stipulated japa. And it's a very conscious effort. It's a very difficult thing to do. So many devotees try that. Even we have started doing that. When we go to the temple, we do not carry the mobile with us. Everybody knows, unless Prabhuji knows some serious patient is in the ICU, we cannot do that. But otherwise, we do not carry the mobile. And everybody knows that if you want to contact them, it will be before 5 o'clock or after 7:30, after Guru Puja. In between, something very urgent is there, they will leave a message or something because we are not carrying the mobile only, or something very urgent, they'll come to the temple. Like that. So, somewhere consciously we need to do, check in our luggage. The bigger bags, check it in. Either finish off with that and then sit for chanting, or just check it in. And the advantage for Grihasthas is what? We will have people to remind each other. We will check in. Just that one key word. It's a Haribol, check in, happen afterwards, keep it. So what? Sometimes, the one word is enough to convey the whole message. You don't have to revise the whole thing. So we can help each other. Family people, we cannot say, yeah, I know, now you mind your own business. I know what I'm supposed to do. Right? And I justify sometimes like that, Arey Prabhuji, this is important. And you tell me everything is important for you. Everything seems important. This is important, that is important. So that check-in example is a wonderful example. Third is dentist chair. What do you do when you go to the dentist?
Be focused.
करो जो करना है वो. Dentist will do this work now. We just open our mouth. You say, let us not make chanting like sitting on a dentist chair and opening our mouth and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We are just chanting in a mechanical way, no? You don't even have to think. You just go on the dentist chair and open the mouth. Similarly, you just put your hand in the bead bag and your mouth starts. Automatically, it is chanting, You just sit down and you do it. So, mechanical chanting. What we do. See, these analogies, they help in a very graphic way to remember things. The best thing which we liked when we joined Krishna consciousness was Prabhupada's analogies. As soon as you talk about butter and fire, immediately, vividly, you will remember what is butter and fire. The spider's web, example, you will immediately remember that, The scorpion and the rice, you will immediately remember So these analogies help us to remember big principles in a very graphic way. And these are all regular things we do. How many times we travel by flight? So often we travel, right? How many times we go to the dentist? We go to the dentist, so many times we do that. So whenever we do these things, try to recollect this. Oh, I'm not supposed to chant like sitting on a dentist chair in a mechanical way. I should put little more heart into the chanting. The fourth thing was Bhasmya Rog. In Maharashtra, there is a disease which is known as Bhasmya Rog. You know what is Bhasmya Rog? In Bhasmya Rog, what happens is a person eats a lot, but he doesn't put on weight only. What is that called? I know all heavyweight people say that so nice, but it is not in a good way. There is some deficiency that your body is not.
It's because of malabsorption syndrome.
Yeah, where is it? It is not showing, but it is coming out as a disease. Not a very healthy thing, not very good. Every time you mention this point, somebody you are very good, some Mataji, some very good. Oh, really? But why this Bhasmya Rog is important for us? Because you realize that I have been chanting for so many years now. Means what? I am chanting, I am eating so much, but why my devotional weight is not increasing? Why is that devotional weight not increasing? That means my chanting is not getting absorbed properly. I am not chanting properly. So Bhasmya sounds like very bhayankar, but it's a very good way of remembering, that somewhere you have to sit and ask ourselves. Okay, after so many years of chanting, also externally people might think, oh, very nice devotees, doing so much and very senior and very nicely doing. But I know myself why I am not able to put on devotional weight in the way Guru and Krishna is expecting me to put on. It might appear like that, but internally I am, if honestly I cannot put my hand on my heart and say, yeah, I am becoming a good devotee. Maybe I am stagnating or whatever I'm happening. Complacent ho gaya, hai, jo bhi hai. So, this 4 examples. Remember that? Dentist chair, taking a flight, Krishna appearing in a distorted way, and Bhasmya. Good analogies to remember? Nice. That was connected to that. I could take it as a 5th analogy. 5th analogy. But it is such a see, all these points are chanting only. And sometimes we feel, कि और इतना chanting के बारे में बात करने का मालूम है chanting is important, we'll do it now. But in different angles, when we hear it and see it, it brings it to focus. Yeah, okay, I can think of it from this angle, that angle, so that way.
So we have finished how many now?
6.
6. Yeah.
You are with us, no?
Yes.
So this is also very interesting point. He said that this is about reciprocation, the holy name. He talked about practices and technologies. This is about reciprocation. He said, when I chant the holy name nicely, when I take care of my chanting, the chanting takes care of me. This is his heartfelt realization. Whenever I have chanted nicely and taken care of my chanting, like you take care of a baby, care of your business, you take care of your car, I take care of my main activity is not just taking care of my car or children or baby or house. My activity is taking care of my chanting. Right? When I take care of my chanting, I find that the holy name takes care of me. So then he expanded. How does this work like this? Right? Because again, the same thing, the Lord is a person, right? If you're serving Him nicely, if you're chanting His name nicely, the Lord reciprocates by taking care of you. How does He take care of you? By giving you the proper intelligence to conduct your activities in Krishna consciousness. Right? Like in the Gita, Krishna says, right? Dadami
Buddhi yogantam.
Buddhi yogamtam. Your buddhi to going to yoga with me, yogamtam, dadami. Dadami means I give you, dada. The dam means what to give, right? I give you intelligence, of which you can, in a mama-opiyan, they come to me, right? So when Krishna sees that our Nam Seva is nice, we take care of our chanting, and Krishna actually purifies intelligence in such a way, in such a powerful way, that we conduct our entire day's activity, our life's activity in a way which is more Krishna oriented. He illuminates the heart, that intelligence, to see things in the right way. So what we call as Shastra Chakshu. You start seeing your life events, good or bad, favorable, unfavorable, up and down, things that, your relationships, your family, your business, the world around you. You start seeing it, what we call as it is way. Right? So that intelligence Krishna provides you because He sees that you are. So when I take care of my japa, the Lord takes care of. So if I have gone through some difficult times, some sad times, some difficult times, then the Lord will reciprocate. Right? I make you understand, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, this is good for you, this is not good for you. That intelligence to come, no? So that means japa activates the Paramatma in the heart. Who's giving the dadami means who's that? It is not Krishna in one sense directly. Krishna is in the spiritual world. But His expansion is there in the heart as Paramatma. So the Lord is detecting our good japa right? Then the Lord the Brahma gets activated. Otherwise, he just open this turn mantra. He just says, okay, karo, karo. He just, chalo, chalo, right? Like a parent is saying, but when he gets actually involved with us, right? As Paramatma gets involved into our life, right? Directing us, correcting us, giving us the right signals from inside. That is what power of Japa is, right? And we want that. He is a Chaitya Guru in the heart. We have external Guru who speaks to the Shastra, who speaks to lecturers, etc. But we also have a Guru in the heart, the unseen Guru. The Guru is the Lord in the heart. So if you want Chaitya Guru to interact with you, to have relations with you, then the best way to is to chant an extra. And now you come to something, so this is all beautiful points. Now you come to more action-oriented point. Something is like immediately doable. These are points which we have to ruminate and absorb, right? So once Adana Swami Maharaj was sitting, this is one Brahmachari, of course, he was, Temple President was asking this question. He was doing, Maharaj was sitting in his usual place for Japa, where he sits under Hanumanji's lotus feet daily. And then he was seeing all the devotees were chanting. Brahmacharis and everybody was chanting. Right? And he called the president. He said, come here. Yes, Maharaj. He said, Prabhu, I want you to do 3 things. See that no brahmachari sleeps during japa. No brahmachari talks during japa. No brahmachari leaves a temple during japa. Yes, ma'am. So the thing he must just maybe he was sleeping during japa. I don't know what it was. But this one fine great day, his heart was illuminated by this instruction. So he became, and then Maharaj himself do a diagram. And this time was another time. That make the devotees sit in a circle, right? Or sit, the Prabhupada said, sit in a C-shaped C, right? Which is Prabhupada. Or they sit in a circle, either way. Or sometimes they have Tulsi Maharani sit around Tulsi Maharani. Right? But the point is that make small circles of few devotees, 5, 7, 10 devotees. So the moment someone goes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare So this happens, right? You get up, you sleep, like waves in the ocean, you know. Ram. This is not infrequent. So then with that, when you find that your RO is increasing like that, so the more tennis is up and down. Thank you. The moment you tap him, he understands what is training. You don't tell him, so he understands. I am totally spaced out. Right? A single tap, but who will tap if you are not sitting? Somebody is sitting there, somebody is sitting there. So in a circle where everyone sort of helps. Japa is actually like you need Vaishnava help. You know, Vaishnava help, you will all space out like anything. You can get him in the morning at 5 o'clock, maybe slept a little late or whatever, or tired, this, that. Right? And you feel sleepy. So, see, to get sleep is not unnatural, but to give it to sleep is it's something which we have to. Sleep is the whole everyone is. But to resist that sleep, which is a major cause of 11th offense, which we all chant, right? To be inattentive during japa, right? That practically is like a major offense which we all know. See, Prabhuji is tired already. And his race is going to end and it's going to get over. Right? One day we've been working very hard. The program. So we get tired. But what Krishna also sees is how much we are struggling to counteract that. Right? And secondly, common thing is talking during japa. How common is that? Huh? What is the probability that you talk during japa?
100%.
Right? 16 rounds. When just imagine the days when you have done it 16 rounds and didn't talk to anybody. You're only talking to Krishna, praying to him, pleasing him, connecting with him. How many of you do that? How frequent is that?
Rare.
Huh?
Very rare.
Very, very rare. Right? During japa, possible?
It's possible.
It's possible. It requires determination. It requires cooperation, right? Of your family members or wherever you are, right? Somebody have, "Arey Prabhuji, aisa." You say, "Arey, oh, usko bolo, aisa." Artha dhwane ka hai. Bolo usko. Right? Chokidar. Whatever you have to talk about, can we, again, part of that package thing, can we not postpone it for some time? Is the house on fire? Is the house on fire?
Yes.
Then the house on fire, we can japa, then I will attend to it. No, the house is not on fire right now. Nothing is going wrong. No earthquake is there, no volcano is there, no fire is there, nothing is going wrong. Everything is fine. It is just my restless mind which is stupid. It wants to just itch to talk.
This is more from women our side, because men are able to sometimes do, but we feel that it's, that something is there, I forget to convey. Please, just hear it. eh? That keeps happening.
No, either way, when you, but if you can make slowly a policy in the house that if somebody is in this time, I remember Bhakti Swami Maharaj, one of the really dear brothers and senior Vaishnavas, used to say, this is the time for communion with the Lord. This is what is used by Christians more often. It's time for communion, right? So if communion is happening between you and the Lord, then what is the point of talking to you at that time about sabji and dal and this and dudwala and kasrawala and all that? I think it's a choto usko. All that can wait, yeah. What is comparison of that, those topics in comparison to my, I am with the Lord, with the holy name. He is with me. I am with him. Right? We're connecting. We're deepening our relationship with each other. The Lord and devotee are connected. Bhakti and the Bhagavan are meeting together, right, during japa time. Right? Other times we are doing our own thing. At that time we are communing with the Lord. Of course, the third thing was sitting in the temple room. If you're sitting over here, the temple room is considered as the most empowered place because of abnormally high amount of devotional energy there. Huge amount of devotional energy because that place has been a place where Bhakti has been performed, Abhishek is going on, devotees are there, the dust is there, Vaishnavas have come, Abhishek is taking place, festivals, Harinam. So that place is very, very, the Shakti element of that temple is very high. And you want to be there, so do you get engulfed in that Shakti aura? We should not be so proportionally go out of that aura towards the gate of the temple or towards the neighboring room of the temple or some of the corridor. It is there, it is also part of temple, but it is not exactly as potent as the temple hall where the deities reside, where the deities do darshan, right? That is the most powerful place, right? So therefore, if you are doing japa, better to sit and finish 16 rounds with the devotees and not start, doesn't have restless mind to go out and you start, look at the road, who's coming to temple, what dress they are wearing. Shaving nahi kiya hai. Actually, keep on all mind starts looking at stupid things, right? Look at this dhoti, how is very dhoti, but dhoti pehna nahi is Prabhuji. Mind just is stupid. It starts unnecessarily. Why dhoti pehna nahi pehna hai? You do a japa, Baba. But when you go out, you start thinking all these unwanted stuff, right? Sit there and chant like it. So these three things. What are three things?
Sit in a circle.
Sit in a circle.
Japa needs Vaishnava help.
Ah,
Chant devotees in that spiritual aura.
yeah.
And do 16 rounds without talking
Yeah. You talk only to Krishna that
with
way.
devotees.
You can talk a lot of things after japa. You always think whatever you can just eat out till that time. So it is a part of mourn. Prabhupada used to glorify what as mourn, right? So spiritualist also a person who practices silence. This silence, right? Because this Jiva Vegam is there, we want to talk. So this Jiva Vegam or Vacho Vegam what we call, right? During Japa time we have to practice Vacho Vegam. This week you want to talk something. No, I won't talk that. I'll talk about it afterwards. Now to be one thing.
Ninth point. We know beggars.
Yes.
You know there are two types of beggars. You know that there is an active beggar and there is a passive beggar. Active beggar means जैसे हमारे बॉम्बे में होता है साहब everywhere and they keep following you in the car and they go to signal cross करने के बाद भी लोग they keep actively pursuing you, right? And a passive beggar is who? Who's just sitting there waiting for somebody will come and give, right? So once Maharaj made a very nice point that if at all you can sometimes ignore a active beggar, but don't ignore ever a passive beggar, because he is really in need. He is really in need
Of your compassion.
of your compassion. So do not do. And this point very well applies with the ninth point, which is said that some of us are initiated over here, right? And how many times after initiation did our spiritual master ask us, okay, are you chanting 16 rounds? Anybody asked? Why?
Yeah. You promise.
He trusts us. He trusts, okay, you have taken a vow, and a gentleman will never go back on his vow. So sometimes the spiritual master becomes like a passive beggar. No? He is expecting that out of you, okay, you will do it. So how can we betray his trust in us? If somebody asks, we have to report like that. But this puts more pressure on us. That I'm not being asked, I should do more. Like one time, we were staying in Virar before, and I used to come for collecting donations. And every day I would come to Gopinath and go back. Now, Virar is like 2.5 hours away from Gopinath temple. So every day I would travel 2.5 hours and go back 2.5 hours. And I would leave early in the morning and go back late in the evening. This was quite immediately after our marriage. So Maharaj would see every day me in the temple. And then one day Maharaj every day would ask, how was it? How was the collection? This, that, some exchange. That day he said, come to my room. I went to the room and offered obeisances. And he said that I see every day you are coming to the temple. What do you cook for Dwarkadish Prabhuji? So I said, Maharaj, rice, sabji, chapati, like that. He's saying, you should cook some nice things for him. Also, along with this, something nice. Saying Dwarkadish Prabhuji is not a demanding husband. That doesn't mean that you don't do. There are other husbands who will demand, I want sweet every day, I want this every day. But just because he's not demanding, don't take him for granted. You should make something nice for him. Right? So same way, spiritual masters are not demanding. They're not going to ask you every now and then. Still following now? Yes, what promise you made to me? No. Because he trusts us. And that we should consider as a primary point in our mind. Because of that trust, I have an added responsibility to quantity and quality of my chanting. Sometimes, devotees compromising on the quantity. आज 2 वाला रह गया तो कल extra कर देंगे. Later on, never do that. Right? So this was a very beautiful point. Okay? Do not betray the trust. Try to keep up to the commitment which we have given to the spiritual master, because he doesn't ask. And this beggar example would help us to remember, that what should be our commitment. And the 10th point was that many times we do not discuss about sadhana that often. When we meet, we will ask, how are you? how is your bhojan, but you never ask how is the bhajan. You know, भोजन के बारे में पूछेंगे, बिजनेस कैसा है, खाना पीना कैसा है, तबीयत कैसा है, but spiritual तबीयत का क्या? And the more you discuss about something, it will bring to awareness ना, उसके बारे में बात ही नहीं किया. Sometimes people don't like to talk about health, क्योंकि ignorance is bliss. खाते टाइम बात मत करो, खा लेना. हाँ, जो भी सामने है, let me enjoy food. Don't correct me and do not. You don't want to talk about it only because that talking about it puts pressure on us. Okay, I have to control. I should be more careful and should do this and should not do. Right? It makes us very uncomfortable. Same way with sadhana. So sometimes we should time to time, if we are close friend circle, close friends, we should try to make it a point to ask or to talk about it. Okay, you know, this is the way my chanting is. There are a problem chal raha hai. Mera, you know, I'm finding it very difficult nowadays to do this. Suddenly this has happened. You know, what is the problem? So we discuss sometimes about chanting, and in forums also regularly we should, along with other topics which we discuss, time to time we should discuss about chanting, right? No matter how inadequate we must be, because ultimately, what is the thing? Each one of us is responsible for our own sadhana. We should feel responsible for our own sadhana. So this was the 10th point, and we will just end in 2 minutes, right? That what happens, what is the result of good chanting? When you chant, considering all these points, what is the result? Please make a note of this if you are noting. Very beautiful points came out of it. 4 things happen to you when you chant. When you chant nicely, I think so, right? When you are struggling during chanting, your struggle is also good. So what 4 things happen when you chant your rounds nicely? First is the philosophy becomes very appealing. Suddenly philosophy becomes very appealing. It's, this makes sense, you know. Okay, this is the way it is. It becomes very appealing. Second thing, what happens? Srila Prabhupada's books appear sweeter. ज़्यादा sweet लगने लगते हैं कि wow, you know, this is real nectar. You know, drink this nectar. Philosophy becomes appealing. Prabhupada's books become sweeter. Third thing, what becomes? ISKCON becomes more beautiful. Many times we say, "अरे ISKCON में छोड़ो, ISKCON ये institute." We will talk about it in some way, some fault. Which institute does not have any smaller, bigger issues, right? And we get disturbed about it and all. But when we are doing good sadhana, ISKCON appears very beautiful to us. And the 4th thing, most important, Vaishnavas appear like Vaishnavas to us. We talk about devotees, no? ये devotee बात ही मत हाँ, फला devotee this, फला devotee that. Sometimes we say no, prasad is, how was the prasad horrible? How can prasad be horrible? मतलब, so how can Vaishnav be horrible? जब हम बात करते हैं ना भाई, so Vaishnavas will appear as Vaishnavas to us. Very simple thing, but very deep thing, right? So the 4 things are what?
Philosophy becomes very appealing. Here Prabhupada's books appear sweeter. ISKCON becomes more.
Nice points, right? Very, very sweet points for us, all of us to remember. So I would like to just conclude with a short story. But it will take only 1 minute. Don't worry, you know the story.
Take your time.
No, yes, you know the story, so we don't need to take much. This last year we did this beautiful drama on Lord Madan Mohan. How many of you have saw that drama? Okay, if you have not seen, we request the devotees please forward it in the group and go home and see it either today or tomorrow. Even if you have seen it, you can see it again, because there's a very important connection and a lesson to be learned in this. Okay, without fail, please forward it, and without fail, each one of you sitting, watch it and forward it to your friends. In that, we are telling the story of Madan Mohan and Sanatan Goswami. Madan Mohan was the worshipable deity of Sanatan Goswami, and you know, Madan Mohan was made by Vajranath, and then he came to Advaita Acharya, and Advaita Acharya handed him over to his disciple Purushottam Chobe. And from Purushottam Chobe, the Lord appeared in his dream and he said, "Now I have a desire to be worshipped by Sanatan. So give my deity form to Sanatan Goswami." So next day when Sanatan Goswami went for Madhukari, the Chobe gave the deity to, so Sanatana Goswami said, but I have no means to worship him. Myself, I am like a mendicant moving. I don't even have a house. I stay under a different tree every night. How will I worship him? So, but Mother Mohan had appeared in his dream also. So he took the deity with him. And at that time he was staying on the bank of Yamuna at the Dwadash Aditya Tila in Vrindavan. So from Mathura he took him there. And he started worshipping him with whatever capacity he had. Every day he would go for Madhukari begging. And we know that when you go for begging, you don't get, Maharaj says you don't get the best things. So what they used to give over there, if he was begging in South India, he would get rice. But because he was begging in North India, they would give him atta for roti, gyavka atta. So every day he would collect gyavka atta, and he had nothing else. So he would mix Yamuna water in it and make some balls and put it in fire and make bati out of it. And that's all he had. So that's all he would offer to the Lord. So every day he was offering bati, and the Lord was enjoying his devotion. Because what is the main ingredient in prasad? The love. So he was offering with so much love, and Madan Mohan, he was worshipping so nicely that the Lord would speak to him. And he would tell him that Sanatana, I am so indebted to you for your love. And I am so pleased with you. I am so happy with the love with which you are serving this bhati to me. But Sanatana was not, but what, my Lord? Because but is such a button which deletes everything else. He's saying, but, so he said, but what, my Lord? He's saying, but I was wondering if you could at least give some salt with it. Because why? Why salt? Because salt is a taste enhancer. In any item, the best of item you make, ekdam with precision and forget the salt. मजाक किरकिरा हो जाता है, right? So he said, can you not add, can you give me some salt with it? So here is our sadhana which we are doing every day, chanting. Which every day we are doing and the Lord is accepting. But sometimes when we discuss like this, the Lord is asking that whatever sadhana you are doing, whatever sadhana you are doing, it's okay. Just I'm finishing. 1 minute. It will distract in the message.
Yeah, sorry.
The Lord is asking that you are doing sadhana every day. Can you add a little more salt to your sadhana? By remembering these things, so from tomorrow we all can decide to add little more salt to our sadhana. Yes. Because that's what enhances the taste of devotion to Madan Mohan. All the more for you all in Hyderabad, because your presiding deity is Lord Madan Mohan.
Very well.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Please pray that we all as a unit, it's very easy to speak, it's very difficult to follow. We also request prayers for ourselves that we can improve our sadhana, and by discussing, we can help each other in making our devotion more sweeter to the Lord.
It's called Bhakti as the prime activity for humanity at large. It's meant Prabhupada's choice of words. This Japan Kirtan is prime activity for humanity at large. That word itself is so powerful. Prime activity. Prime means prime secondary. Prime activity for humanity at large is just.
I guess this is Pushottam Mas going on. Last day, na, today? Tomorrow, 16.
Day after tomorrow.
2 more days. 16. So we still have 2 more days. So we call it what? Adhik Mas. We have to do something adhik, more than what we are doing. So we try to put adhik effort in Adhik Mas to have improvement in our sadhana.
Jai Hari Bol. What happened? Question? Oh yeah. Okay.
Prabhuji, you are mentioning a lot of very, very useful things. Actually, we are extremely grateful for this. Please accept our humble obeisances, Prabhu. We are extremely grateful for your session today, to you and Mataji, because it's very, very useful to improve our sadhana. So, a lot of things which you have suggested are where we need to make a conscious effort, like keeping the phone aside, not talking, etc., etc. There are many practical aspects you suggested us to follow. But one thing which bothers me, Prabhu and Mataji, is that this mind is not listening. It just keeps going, and we never feel like we are doing a proper chanting. Certain things are in our hand, what you said. We need to be conscious and we have to improve, which I have not been doing. I will make effort to do that one. But many times I feel like recently when Maharaj has come, I forgot his name. He has asked one question. Have you chanted or completed 16 rounds? He said twice. Have you chanted or completed 16 rounds? Which is making very clear. Did you do it as a ritual or did you do it with your heart? So that triggered in my mind and it did kind of it. But how much effort I am making, the mind is not cooperating, it is getting distracted. Like when you are explaining or when we read something, when we read great books like Harinama Chintamani, we feel like that is the essence of life. Next day morning I sit, my stupid mind goes here and there, here and there, here and there, and after that I feel I wasted time. I did not do chanting properly. And the entire Shastras say that only with proper chanting you are able to make your spiritual progress. I feel like when I sit there, I am not able to do that. So what is the solution, Prabhu? Because that is the essence of the whole spiritual life, and the core thing I am not able to do properly.
Okay,
Because of my mind.
I have a simple suggestion for you and for all of us, right? There are so many seminars, Bhakti Prabhu, Satyanand Maharaj, and all, they go to Govardhan and they stay there and they have 7 days Japa retreat, what they have, right? How many of us can actually go and do that? But there is a beautiful book written by him called 9 Jewels of Japa, nine keys for Japa. So at our Brahmotsavam day at Gopinath Mandir on 18th of July, last month, right? The Brahmacharis of GV, they came together and did a beautiful, nice presentation, a drama, very hilarious, extremely instructive, right? Of what happens during Japa, almost like what you are saying, you are voicing whatever is happening to him and her and us, everybody, right? It's not unique to you. I mean, you are not special. You know that, no? You're not special. Are you special? No, you're not. We are all we're all having the same problem. So if you see that presentation, Brahmotsavam Dega, you will see everything which you are talking about is tackled over there. Basically, mind management, right? Your problem is mind management. That is all addressed completely over there. I suggest all of you, if you get ever time, go to Brahmotsavam, Radha Temple, 2023, right? And see this nice presentation. You will love it. Sit with the family, nice brass screen, they go, and you will laugh it out. But as you are laughing, you are actually also learning. And it's all based on one of our best chanting experts of our movement is Bhakti Prabhuji, right? So much of deep relation about that. So whatever he wrote in that book, 9 keys to Japa, good Japa, right? So these Brahmacharis read that and they made a presentation. And that was presented to all the congregation on Sunday. So you can do that. So,
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
माइंड अपना काम करता है, हम अपना काम करते हैं.
sorry?
Where is it available? Is the question Prabhuji is asking.
They will forward it on the link.
Mataji will send the link in the Gachibowli.
Nice points here. I just have one question regarding this the hearing. So, which type of hearing we have to do? This japa to increase our this concentration more on this one, or any lecture we can hear? Because lecture we are hearing, but still our japa is not up to that mark, whatever you have discussed here. So, this type of hearing is required. With
When I say time means, first of all, to hear from the, from very advanced Vaishnavas, right? senior Vaishnavas who are speaking, not just a nice lecture, but speaking with deep realization. Right? And when you have, in ISKCON, of course, we have several of that, and mostly with realization. So when we hear that, that inspires in us a desire for doing more bhakti. Correct? Okay, this is, so every lecture of a good Vaishnava, advanced Vaishnava, senior Vaishnava, pure devotee, will make in your heart, you will feel very careful that it inspires you to do more bhakti, right? So once an inspiration is there, that is what the lecture has done for you. You got the benefit. You want to perform more bhakti, better bhakti. And then better bhakti is performed through. So now, so that positive energy generated by a nice lecture will immediately make you do better the next day. You will see that. Right? Whatever activates bhakti will activate your japa. Whatever deactivates the bhakti will deactivate your japa also. There's a direct relationship. Because bhakti is expressed through japa. Devotion to Krishna is expressed in such a large way through our chanting. The purest devotees are doing the best japa, and you ones are doing inadequate japa. So, based on your purity, your japa will be there. So, when you're inspired to do nice bhakti by a nice, beautiful lecture, you will see that it activates your japa automatically.
All these devotees will be coming tomorrow. Everybody is there. You should go home fast and sleep fast and get up.
Yes, Mataji.
Sorry?
I also
Ah,
So, Prabhuji, as you said, we spent years in Krishna consciousness. We hear this philosophy, and we also understand chanting is very important. And then, as you spend more and more years, as we progress in age also, some new challenges in life start coming. Children are growing, parents are getting older, our body is changing. The enthusiasm is there, but some mind is playing. In this situation, sometimes devotees go to a point where they have to figure it out themselves again to come back. Like sometimes the devotional practices become a little externally and also internally. They go down, and the devotees also know that it's going down, right? So sometimes there is a good pressure that comes from outside that hey, you are a leader now, you are a counselor now, or you are a important person now. People are looking at you. You have to scale up, right? At the same time, sometimes some devotees also go through that. I have to figure it out. I know philosophically you can't tell me a new point now. I think I have heard enough, right? But I have to rise myself, right? Otherwise, just because you are telling me, even if I rise, I might again go down. I have to improve my foundation strong. Some devotees even come up with this reason when we have a discussion, and I find the reason is very valid. That now they have to rise themselves, and the association will help. My question is, how should you help such a devotee when you know that he is going through and he is asking for time, but at the same time you feel that maybe the devotee might be in trouble if he doesn't fix it soon. You want to help him?
he's going to trouble because of his family situation, I can see.
It can be internal, physical, family. Every devotee has a different story.
Yeah, challenges. So the challenges are dragging him down. That's what I say.
Yeah, and he needs time, and you want to help him.
To scale up, he needs time to
He
scale up.
needs time to scale up on his own. You want to help him also, but then you see that the reluctance is coming from other side, and then
Don't push me so much.
don't push me so much. How do you help and what do you do?
One of our devotees' daughter died at a very young age. She's a counselor, right? She died of some disease, some terrible terminal disease when she was very young. And her daughter was very attached to the mother, but his daughter, because they were deeply attached to each other. So there was a huge shock in her life, followed by sudden vacuum that doctors no more now, right? And she wanted to cope up with this trauma, deep emotional trauma, setback, which she could never replace. But So what she did, she left her home where she was staying and she went to Vrindavan. And she told the devotees, don't worry, I may not be able to perform now, I'm not able to give up as counselor or take worship or not that much. She was very active in doing so many things, time and so many things. I just want to be with myself and give it time to again rejuvenate because I will need time to, my heart is traumatized so badly, right? And I will need time to recover from this. So she took a sort of deeper actions, whatever you call it, and she stayed in Vrindavan and she kept on doing her sadhana there. So externally things were at an apparent halt, externally. But she was just tending her wounds of her heart, which was sore, right? After a while, maybe a year or two, she came back with all her energy again, right? And she was like, again, and she's doing several things as good as before now, and she's of course very old now. She's now maybe 65 years old, 70 years old. Enthusiasm is not gone down, right? So sometimes devotees can go through these phases, but we know that the basic faith is intact. It is not always that external performance directly is proportional to the internal faith, right? Things go down externally, so understandable. We cannot always be at constant speed in our car. The car may still slow down. That doesn't mean I'm not interested in the journey. I'm fixed on going into my journey. But right now I need my car is going to go slow for some time. Because the road is very rough, very rough. You don't tell me on this rough road to go at 110 kilometers per hour. I will have to make it at 40. But determination to go towards the goal is not changed. So giving the space and be available to the devotee. Because if you happen to know the problem which is he or she is going through, be available as a good friend, colleague, fellow devotee. In case you need help, when you want to ventilate, talk, take help, take guidance, take counsel, etc. You are there for it. Somebody is there for it. If it doesn't need help, give him space. And have faith in his sincerity. It is done with the heart. And if you want something more to do, you can pray that you may have the strength to actually overcome whatever is happening which is sort of apparently dragging down. You can actually rise up soon. Makes sense?
No. So we have to allow people to heal themselves and come out of their own space.
Yes. Sometimes some people will have to do that. What can we do? What is like that?
Okay, so we have a journey tomorrow morning also.
Yes.
So I was thinking when you were sharing the 10 points only. Can I share one analogy that hit me? I'm sure everybody has some analogy. I was reading to this lecture of His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu many years ago, and it was a basic lecture on Does God Exist? Right? One of the famous lectures. There he told that there are so many books written about God. So there must be somebody good God. It was a very subtle way of putting it. There must be so many. He said, what is the biggest literature written about anybody in the planet? God. All religions, different faiths. Everybody is writing about this divinity, somebody up there who is controlling the whole thing. Different definitions. So there must be somebody there. So when I heard that, and then I was contemplating in my own spiritual life, so many senior Vaishnavas like the Grace and so many sannyasis, Maharajas are all talking about importance of chanting the holy name. So there must be something there. And that analogy kind of helps me, whenever I chant, and some days when my chanting is really going down, I'm like, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा लेकिन कुछ तो है इसके अंदर. That everybody is telling. Haridas Thakur is chanting 180 rounds. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give this chanting. Your spiritual master asked you to chant. Vaishnavas are chanting around you, there must be something, you know,
And we were labeled as the Hare Krishna movement.
there's the Hare Krishna movement.
And by the Lord's own will and whatever is happening, we are not got as ISKCON so much.
Yeah.
We are got as Hare Krishna. When people look at us, they don't think of ISKCON. ISKCON devotees.
Hare Krishna wali.
They will say, Hare Krishna, Hare Bhagavan, Hare Krishna. They will say that. So we are Hare Krishna, in and out, everywhere. You cannot escape that Hare Krishna.
Yes, so, and when we, actually, Prabhuji, when we were having the meeting, before we opened the center, like before this was like empty room, nothing there. And I still remember the first planning meeting, some families came around. I'm sure you all remember there was a wall here in between, right? And we all sat this side. We were thinking, what should we put where the altar should come? We were discussing that. And I was discussing about, how we should preach here. We should start more batches here. We should get people here. These many sessions and this and that. At that time, my wife, she told me, she just looked at me, and I felt, now I have to stop. And then she started speaking everybody to sitting here that this is also a place where our sadhana should improve. That's what she insisted. And suddenly she changed the whole mood of the meeting. And it's like preaching, karna baad mein, pehle fix yourself. So she went on that, and part of that was also to invite senior Vaishnavas here who are going to remind us what needs to be reminded again and again. So today, when you and Mataji were discussing, I was remembering that first meeting that happened here, where we actually felt that we need your association. We need your association, we need Mataji's association, and the beauty of the way you both put the points forward. I mean, we both have different styles, but the common thing that you both put forward is you make us feel very familiar to each other. We are all in the same boat, you make us feel that. And then you put that point forward. That is very impactful. Really. If all of you felt that, can you say very good?
Very good.
Really. Every point, all the 10 points, it could have been read in a book. It could have been, I'm sure if someone gives those notes to me, I would just keep it as a message. I'm sorry to say that, but when we hear from practicing devotees like your place, directly goes into the heart that yes, there is somebody who will understand me in whatever situation I am. This problem has to be fixed, and it's only Krishna's plan that you both have to come at this time and tell us these 10 points with analogies and with examples. What can be a bigger pleasure than us? Pleasure for us in this center than hearing these points. And we are so grateful to Lord Krishna, Shri Shri Radha Mohan, Gaurnitai, that they are planning such devotees to come here at regular time interval and exactly tell us what we need to hear in the way that we can hear and accept it also. So, I don't know, speechless. When we are speechless, we say 3 louder.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So very, very grateful, Prabhuji and Mataji. And I was sitting here and watching both of you, then I felt I should stand there and watch both of you. Because I really wanted to see both of you on this Vyasasana. Because we're all Grahasthas, here. And Radhesham Prabhu always says that, yeah, you can hear philosophy, but you also need an example that you should look forward to. So we will, every Grahastha sitting here, it's a dream that we can at least make 1-2% or more of what you both have done for this one society. And we will continue to endeavor. Thank you, Mataji, and please bless us, please pray for us, intensely pray for us once that we all will stay together and we'll hear such things and practice in our life. And definitely, as you said, we'll add that salt in our spiritual life. Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki.
Yes.
So tomorrow we are all going to Yadadri temple. I have gone to Yadadri temple many times. In fact, me and my wife got married on Yadadri temple.
Arriba!
Years ago. Coincided it happened. I was not expecting that, but just sharing that why I told that is because I went to Yadadri temple many times until I went with the devotee. And it was Madhav Gopinath Prabhu. When I went with Madhav Gopinath Prabhu, he actually told me the story behind Yadadri temple. And it was unbelievable. There are 5 Narasimhas there, 5 Narasimhas. And the Yadadri Rishi, right? You have to know the background and how the whole place appeared. And we are so, I felt that is very fortunate that there is something great about Hyderabad other than Radha Madan Mohan, there is something else also. Right? So really I felt very nice that day. So don't miss tomorrow to come early. So we are going to reach there by 8 o'clock. So we have to start here at 6 o'clock. Right? So you can pack your breakfast, have on the way, right? Not just stop for 5 minutes, finish it, but reach there by 8:10. So that 8:15 we start going inside. And tomorrow is Independence Day, and I'm sure the crowd will be more as the sun goes up. There will be a lot more coming. So idea is we all will start at 8:15 inside. So whoever comes, we are going inside. We're not going to wait for anybody. But one of the things is that all our mobiles will be automatically outside the temple because they don't allow mobiles, right? So we are going in without any mobiles. So if you're coming there calling, where are you, where am I, where will you find each other, there won't be anything. So come inside the temple.
That should be prior to 8:15.
Yeah, right? So park your car up in the hill. You know, there is a car parking below, there is a car parking up. Directly come up, 500 rupees that goes to the temple, that's fine. Right? Go park there, get in. And after 8:30 there is break darshan. You have to pay for the tickets also. Before 8:30 you don't need to pay. You still get inside, something like that. So get into the temple, have your darshan, right? Of course, let's keep chanting and we'll go inside with kirtan. That's the plan. So if you come early, we all do kirtan and go inside. Right? 8:15 we are going inside. So if you don't see anybody there 8:15, that means they have already gone inside. So you can immediately come into the temple and come to the darshan. Take all the 5 darshans. You might miss one of them. The first Narsingdev comes even before the main Narsingdev temple comes towards the right side. There is a Garuda Narsingdev, right? On the wall, on the right side, there is a small temple. So that's why I said you will not know it unless you come with us. So better come soon so you can have a proper darshan. Right? Yeah. So then you'll see all the 5 Narsingdevs, and then you will climb up back. And there's a big lawn area there. We will go and sit there. And whoever could not finish their rounds will stand for some time. And around, they're estimating around 9:15, there will be a talk by Madhav Gopinath Prabhu about the place. Right? Right there about the place. Right? So even if you're coming late, you can come and find us outside. Right after you come outside the main temple, you'll climb down, you'll climb up again, you'll come outside. Right? Right after you come outside, the big lawn area, somewhere there, you will hear Hare Krishna mantra being chanted. Come there, sit down, and we will have a talk there from 9:15 to 10 o'clock. If you know, depending on the sun, shade, all that. Around 10 o'clock, we will start from Yadadri temple. We'll go to Nanda Gokulam. Nanda Gokulam is a beautiful farm community of devotees in the making. But already there is a temple, small temple. There is already a Goshala, Gurukul in the making. Beautiful place, and there is a small hill, there is a small lake with no lifeguards. So you can, we'll go there, we'll have a lecture, the beautiful seminar by Prabhuji and Mataji. We'll hear from 10:30 onwards, 10:30 to 1:30. Right? 3 hours of good seminar we are going to spend time. If you come late, you know, you might miss something. Don't do that. You know, come early. Right? So 1:30 we are going to have lunch. Lunch special is already being made. Madhav Gopinath Prabhu is arranging everything for us. Right? So all we need to do is sit down and listen. After the lunch, there is a kirtan being performed by a band of devotees. You know, a band of kirtaniyas, not ISKCON devotees, but they practice kirtan. So Suma Mataji has invited them. It is her music teacher who wanted to perform kirtan. So they are coming with their set of devotees. They are going to sit in the temple and perform 1 hour kirtan. That is from 2:15 to 3:15. 3:15 to 5 o'clock, we will go around the community. We will see the temple. We will see the Gurukul, we will see the place. Whoever wants to spend time. Prabhuji and Mataji have flight at I think 7 o'clock. So we might leave there around 4:30. So that we can reach 1 hour before. By 6 o'clock, we will reach the airport. It's on the way. And if some of you want to spend a little more time, please spend there. Don't start running away because that place is very nice, very natural. A lot of cows are there. Like natural scene is there. Spend more time. Actually, if you spend till 6:30 on the hill, you can see Yadadri brightly shining from far away. Right from there, you can see it's a beautiful sight that you can see. Right? But some of us who are going to meet Prabhuji and Mataji in the airport, we might leave a little early. Okay. So, any questions anybody has?
From the parking lot to the place where we have
Yes.
to collect and meet, what is the
Yeah. So parking lot is in the top of the temple. There only there is entrance to get inside. Once you get inside, you go all the way up, and then you'll find us somewhere. Don't worry. You'll go to a big lawn area.
walking time?
Walking time it is at least 10 minutes.
So we have to go like 2 hours, 15 minutes is the time that we need.
Entry into the temple, we are making it 8:15. By 8:15 reach. By 8 o'clock is the parking area. 8:15 you are in front of the entrance. Leave the mobile in the car. Correct. So everybody go to the terrace now and have your prasad. Namaste, Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Hari Bol. Jai. Jai.
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे
नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे सर्व पुण्य